Hey there, Retro. Good job on the Metroid Dread review. It's interesting to see you review a new game every now and then.
Thanks, but where the heck were you?
Oh yeah, Sonic 06 was taking forever to load, so I went to get a McDonald's. And would you believe it's still freaking loading?
Really? Huh. That's weird.
So anyways, for your last few games, you'll be reviewing the Ratchet and Clank trilogy.
Oh, really? Cool. I love Ratchet and Clank. So, I guess that's it then.
Yep, I guess that's it. Then... Ah, shoot!
What? What is it?
They never gave me my Chicken McNugget! I gotta go make a complaint.
3000, would you take this seriously?
I am.
I mean...
just start without me, Retro.
3000!
Okay, bye!
Fudge nuggets. Well, about time I talked about this trilogy, especially since the game recently turned 19. Insomniac, well known for the original Spyro trilogy and Disruptor. Right before Year of a Dragon was complete, they decided to give the Spyro series to someone else since they had no more ideas for Purple Boy and wanted to try something new. They began working on a game codenamed I-5, or Go With A Stick. After a few months, it didn't work out so well, so they shelved it and decided to make a similar game, but in space, and with weapons. And then boom! Ratchet and Clank was born. And haha, the similarities in Spyro 2 and Spyro 3. I'm gonna say it, it's all probably just a coincidence. So in 2002, Ratchet and Clank was released for the new PS2. What the heck is he? In the year... whatever. There's different planets and aliens and stuff. I don't know. I'm great at reviews. In a factory that's making robots, an error has occurred and produces a defective one. After looking at an infobot, which are robots that have videos and coordinates, basically a phone, the defect escapes the planet but gets shot down and lands on the planet Velden. It's here we're introduced to Ratchet, who is a Lombax. What is a Lombax, you may ask? He's an alien. There you go, case closed. After witnessing the crash, he goes to the site where he finds the defect. The robot shows Ratchet the infobot's video of this corporate douchebag called Chairman Drek, whose home planet is polluted and is taking large pieces of other worlds and adding them to his new planet which he is building. But in doing so, this will destroy those planets. I'm not sure how he's able to just build another planet, but it's a video game. The robot is looking for a hero called Captain Quark and needs Ratchet's help to find him. And so by using the ship he built and the robotic ignition system in the robot to start, this tin's a key. They both set off to stop Chairman Drek and save the galaxy. Also, Ratchet calls him Clank because
my serial number is V54296. Oops! I'll just call you Clank for short.
And then it goes off from here. One thing to mention is... Yep, it's a 3D platformer. Sort of. You see, there's not too much platforming to do, and once you get the helipack for Clank, which lets you glide, there's not much challenge to the platforming. Don't get me wrong, there is some challenge to it, and they try to build around it, but you won't have much difficulty. So it's not just about the platforming. Instead, it's about the match, baby! I love the match! Here we go! They're gonna hit a home run! The Mets, baby! Let's go Mets! Sorry. Recently found out about this meme and I couldn't resist. Instead, it's about the weapons. Using your bolts, which is like money, you can buy weapons at a Gadgetron vendor. There's the bomb glove, the blaster, the devastator, the pyroceder, the glove of doom, which summons little exploding robot dogs, the visibomb gun, which lets you control it as it flies, the suck cannon, which sucks in enemies and lets you use them as ammo, the Tesla claw, which is the second best weapon in the game, and the morpho ray, which turns enemies into chickens. chickens. It's so fun to blast these guys into poof. If you do run out of ammo, you can still use your trusty wrench, but when it comes to faraway foes, or if you're too scared, just stock up on ammo. It's also just so damn fun blowing anything up. Forget about saving money, I want to destroy everything! I am not taking that back! Of course, the weapons aren't the only things you get. There are other gadgets and upgrades to help you out. There's the heli pack that I brought up, along with the thruster pack that lets you move slightly faster and do the ground pound, and the hydro pack which helps you swim better underwater. There's the O2 mask so you can breathe underwater, the metal detector which finds bolts on the ground, the hollow guys which can trick certain robots, the grind boots that let you grind, the magna boots that lets you walk across certain metal surfaces. Just like the weapons, there's a lot. Not as fun as the weapons, but they're fun enough. Your main goal is to usually just get to the end of whatever path you're on, then do a 10 for someone, get a 10, and either try another path or move on to the next planet. Sometimes you'll need a certain gadget so you'll have to go back later, but it's nothing troubling. There isn't much exploration to do here. I mean, sure there are the hidden golden bolts which I'll explain later, and the different paths to take, but the latter is generally at the beginning, so it's nothing groundbreaking. But hey, this ain't a Spyro game, it's a boom game! And most, if not all of the planets have you do something slightly different. Mostly at the end though. You get to go hoverboard racing, flying a ship and shooting things down, shooting more things down in a turret, beating up more things as a giant Clank, and more. They're alright. They're fun enough and you only come across them once or twice, so they don't overstay their welcome even if they do suck. In addition to that, you also get to play as Ratchet alone and Clank alone. With Clank, he's small and doesn't have the same weapons Ratchet has, so his sections are more slower paced puzzle sections. He can use his antenna to command these robot dogs to either open doors or attack enemies larger than him. Again, it's slow, but it's a nice break after the mayhem of booms. And with Ratchet, it's just like before Clank could glide. It's not much, but there's a lot more platforming in there, and it makes you miss the helipack. So in short, the main gameplay is more fun, while the other stuff that's different is a bit more challenging and the fun is based on if you like some or not. Which is a weird way to balance it, I won't deny that. But it works. And that's not to say there's no challenge in the core gameplay. Some of the enemies and placements may be tricky, and there are bosses, but most of the time, it's just you having fun. You know your game's good when just collecting bolts is the best thing about the game. I don't need them that much, but I want them! Is that a bad sign? And I love the characters. A good example, the plumber. Enough said.
Dad, blast it!
Look, plumber's crack.
What did you just say?
I said, look, the plumber's back.
All right, wise guy.
There's Chairman Drek, who... there's something about him I find good as a villain. I don't know, probably the douchiness in him. There's Captain Quark, who is full of himself and not the brightest. Spoilers for those who care. He does betray Ratchet and Clank, revealing he works for Drek so he can become even more famous. I even like the duo themselves. Clank wants to focus on his mission and save everyone, but Ratchet just wants to do his own thing, but still helps out anyway. He's like us, but with a robot's conscience. They do fight after Quark betrays them, and honestly, it's sad that you have to keep playing and knowing they hate each other. But don't worry, they make up. It's all good. Not bad for an early 2000 game. It froze. Restart the game, hit the power button, PlayStation logo, toot your Sonic Warrior, play the whole minigame again! Woo!
See you around sometime.
It froze again. Try to fix the disc with some toothpaste and hopefully fix the game. The game looks pretty good. They've done a nice job with the environment and especially the animation. All of them stretchiness is the cherry on top. Even if it looks weird on Clank, but I'm gonna let it slide. It's also good to see a video game with good lip syncing. Sonic 06 made me worried. As for the music, it's really good. It fits everything and its quality. The only thing that holds it back for me personally is that it's not memorable, but everything else is great. And since we're on the topic of sounds, Insomniac said that they wanted to make something completely different from the Spyro series. But you guys can't fool me. My ears can detect Spyro sound effects from miles away. Oh, by the way, every time you turn the game off on the PAL version, it resets back to 50 Hz. You have to switch it to 60 Hz from the title menu if you want to use that every time you start the game up. It's pretty annoying. And since we're on that topic too, there are a few things that aren't great. Nothing big, but it can get really annoying at times. 1, you have to pay to get through the story half of the time. It's sometimes stuff like buying gear you don't have, but then there are ones that you have to pay for just to move the guy out of the way. And they say that you're getting a discount just in an attempt to make you feel better. Well, it doesn't! Glad to see another Spyro element here. 2, there are quite a few useless weapons. Now don't get me wrong, most of them are fun to use, but they don't really get the job done. The Mind Glove's useless, the Walloper is useless, the Morphaway, while funny, is useless, the Decoy Glove is very situational. Literally the only good weapons are the Blaster, Devastator, and the Tesla Claw. Heck, the Omni Wrench is just as strong, if not stronger than most of the weapons. In fact, it's more efficient to use the Omni Wrench for most of the game. Sure, it's not as fun, but it's a heck of a lot faster in some situations. And when it comes to airborne enemies, let's just hope you don't run out of ammo for those 3 good weapons. 3, the Magna Boots. Okay, it doesn't come up often, but it still annoys me. Your moves so god slow, you can't use any of your weapons, and if you somewhat make a misstep, you die and have to do it again. 4, aiming is pretty hard. Now sometimes if the target is close enough, it will auto aim, but more often than not, you'll probably miss, and the biggest reason for that is the positioning, and the fact that there's no real way to strafe. Well, there is one way, but you get it later on in the game, and it controls terribly, so you either have to get some distance or go bullfight with weapons. And 5, the game doesn't pause while selecting your weapons. This is a really big issue, since you might be switching while in the heat of a battle. Now you can either run away to do it, be really quick about it, or pause the actual game and go through some extra effort to select the weapon you want. But this simple thing is a game breaker sometimes and ruins the pace. Now to be fair, all of these issues are not present in future games, so this mostly suffers from being the first in the series, and they haven't figured everything out. But if you decide to play this one, especially after the others, this will be apparent. The ending doesn't have much going for it. I mean, it's cool how you're back where you started, and the boss itself is hard until you figure out a pattern, but it's just alright. Although it is a little wholesome how they stay close friends even after their mission is done. And if you look at the credits, you'll see that they had a little help from Naughty Dog. That's both funny and kind of awesome. It froze again. Again. What do you want from me? I did the toothpaste trick. That didn't work. There's a spare copy and a spare PS2 that was apparently owned by Shimoda. Those don't work. I even deleted my save file just in case it was the save file that was corrupted. That didn't work. Thank flippin' G's for the PS3 version and my oldest sister Demon Crow's save file, which is identical to the PS2's one. Don't worry, she doesn't watch my videos anyway. And besides, it's an old one. So if you were wondering why the footage kept changing in quality and aspect ratio, that's why. And normally, I wouldn't go through this much stress and effort, but this game has a new game plus of sorts, where you get to play the game again, but you keep your old weapons and bolts. This is so you can get any other collectibles, weapons, and the gold weapons that are exclusive to this mode. They're basically more powerful versions of the previous weapons. They add extra stuff like holding more ammo, bouncier bullets, giant chickens, but it's usually just big explosions or add-in explosions. You can purchase them with your bolts as well as the gold bolts. See? That's what they're used for. But in addition to that, there's the Rhino, which is short for Retrominimii. This is the most powerful weapon in the entire game, and you can get it without the New Game Plus in theory. However, it is so freaking expensive. You'd either have to play through the game a number of times, or do this glitch to get infinite bolts. What? Go look it up. And is it useful? Well, no, not really. With the price tag, it's safe to assume you've done everything else first. But is it worth it? Heck yeah it is! It fires multiple targets with auto-aiming. Nothing stands in your way now! And that's not the only thing to do after you beat the game. By collecting gold bolts and skill points, you unlock some extras like an epilogue, commercials, concept art, and a behind the scenes video. That's right, even the skill points from Spiral are here, and they finally have a use. But wait, that's not all. There are even cheats. Yeah, cheats. And it's not like their existence being kept a secret like most other games. There's a whole menu telling you to find them. You have to do some pretty weird and slightly difficult moves to even activate them, but once you've done so, you don't have to do it again, which is good. They're not as fun as Spiral, but I did have some fun of my own. Look Mom, I'm playing Sonic Colors Ultimate. Big Head mode is a classic. And you can even view them with the cutscenes. This looks so stupid!
I am in search of a hip young star to represent my newest line of boards. Someone the kids can look up to.
And I am your man.
You can even activate some debug codes that'll straight up give you the skill points. Why has no one talked about it? No, seriously, they're super easy and you can even get a huge chunk of the trophies on the PS3 version this way. How have I only come across it now? And that's Ratchet and Clank. What do I think of it? Well, despite the minor issues, and that really annoying part where I got stuck, seriously, right before I can say to get the New Game Plus? How many times I had to face Drek just to see if it'll work this time? Despite all that, I had a ton of fun. Sure, again, the issues, but if you can look past that, and get a working copy, you will have fun blasting others into orbit. The simplified platforming, the cutscenes, the setting, and this.
It's really just about blowing shit up. Blow up a lot of shit. Blow up, blowing shit up.
Trust me, it's really, really good. But how will the sequel do? Well, tune in next time to find out if that copy will work, or will the same happen again? Hey, thanks for watching this review. Sorry it took so freaking long. I hope I can make the other ones on time. Well, we'll see what happens. I hope the same issue doesn't happen again. I have a feeling Ratchet and Clank games on PlayStation 2 just hates me. But I hope it was a good enough review for you to enjoy. If you do like it, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Don't click dislike because even if you can't see it, I can't, so I'd be very disappointed if you did click it. So if you do click the dislike button, this voiceover was edited out for safety of your viewers. I'm not sure if I should keep this in. I hope you enjoyed the video. 2 more to come. Happy early Christmas. Bye. Oh yeah, and thanks for Shimoda Brian for lending me his copy of the game and his PlayStation 2. It ended up fruitless, but at least I now know that I don't have to get another PlayStation 2 console. Bye.